Well, 6:09. Sorry, guys. I tell you, it's been a day. Um, oh, did Becky end up winning something off of Lisa's thing? Had that one time I was watching Kelly Atchison. This was a few years ago, and when she was doing her prizes, she ended up saying Andrea's name. So yeah, went and texted her and told her, "Guess what? You won." Uh, yeah, you know, it's been a day. I really don't want my frustrations and everything to come off on this slide. You can ask Yvonne. She kind of saw the state I was in before, and I had some kind of like what was it? YouTube has those channels that has like music. Sometimes it could just be the music, no lyrics, and I would put that on to thank you to just kind of like calm things. And of course, in between all of that, the very first song that comes up just happens to be the song that that I relate to the most. And yeah, I was already boo-hooing about that. So yeah, so there's been some boo-hooing, there's been some frustrations and rushing and trying to get everything done. I got my sparkly purple bunny ears on, but it's just I now if you look, you see that I have the thumbnail for tonight's video or tonight's live. I just don't have the stuff in the description. And that's when I'm done with this, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get that finished up and I'm going to get that stuff out there. I'm also going to work on the PDF as well and kind of just get that all done. Um, because I know that the list of supplies that I have, when I go to copy and paste all that stuff into the description, I know it's going to come back and it's going to tell me, oh, you got way too many characters because they give you a limit of 5,000. And I know between the blends and the papers and all the stuff that I have, I know I'm going to have to condense it in some way and it's going to take a little bit. But yeah, I was working on that and I just ended up running out of time. So I got to go back and I have to do that. Uh, what else? It doesn't seem like a lot, but evidently it is. The other, so okay, if you happen to have caught my Throwback Thursday that happened, it was more like Throwback Saturday morning and I had gotten up early. I did it, and I think it was a big mistake to do that video without coffee because I just felt like, I don't know, words are hard when I'm wide awake and I'm doing this, but imagine when you're like feeling half out of it. No. So yeah, so got a little behind and then did that and now I'm doing this one. Hello, Deborah. So yeah, feeling it's been a very busy week. And of course, I will, um, what do you call it? I will tell you that it, it's been an exhausting week. So yeah, so there is that. So I guess what else is there? I guess I can look at the comments and see who's here. Pretty much already know who's here. So Sharon, so Sharon's the first one tonight. And thank you guys for being here. Normally, like I said, it'd be Friday night, and I hated the fact when I said that I was going to do it. I sent out the email to all of you and said I was going to do it this morning, and then as last night was going, Okay, will I have a live next Friday? No. Good Friday, I will actually be where I need to be at church. That's where I'm going to be. I mean, I took the day off. I think, what is it? Bless something? Bless something? Where is it? Yes, this one. This is the one that I'm going to do for next Friday. Thank you, Deborah. Yeah, so this is the one that's going to be for next Friday. Yeah, because next Friday, usually I work, we don't get that day off. And so usually I work that day. And then by the time I get done, our church does what is called a Good Friday self-service. So like from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., they have these little programs. Like when you walk in the door, they got these little programs, and there's like a cup of like pens, and it kind of explains everything about it. And on this paper, you basically you write your sins, and and things that you want to take to Jesus, and then you fold it up, go into the sanctuary and laying on the floor. Now, if we're friends on Facebook, I actually changed my what do you call it, my cover photo to reflect what the church kind of looks like in the sanctuary. So you have like your flowers up on, the steps of the stage. There's a big wooden cross that lays on the floor, and at the head of that there is a table, and there's communion elements sitting there. So basically, you take your paper, you fold it up, you nail it to the cross, you get the communion elements, and then there's seats in there. So then you kind of sit down and you have like that quiet time with the Lord. And I've been kind of missing it the past couple of years because I haven't been able to get there in time. And then at 7 p.m., there's actually going to be a Good Friday service. So yeah, with that going on, this time I took the day off. And yeah, and of course, was it next week? There's going to be 3 back-to-back pre-recorded videos. So on Wednesday, it's going to be the first. So that's going to be the Christmas card inspiration. And the stamp set that I'm going to use is the one that it's just going to be very simple, because this is what it's going to be. So 2 cards. I'm going to find some different designer series paper, maybe different card layouts, but this is what I'm going to do for my monthly Christmas card inspiration. And then what is it? Then that's Wednesday. Then Thursday is Throwback Thursday. I don't think I have anything written down yet. And then, of course, then there's going to be. Did you choke on your spit again? She did this last night when she was here, when she was sitting at the table. She was like, I didn't know if she was going to pass out from the coughing, but she was choking on her spit. And then she started, you're welcome. Hey, we're all family here, right? But anyway, so yeah, so those are all going to be like pre-recorded videos. So my plan is that at least tomorrow after church, I'm going to like work on all of that stuff and kind of get that stuff done early, because yeah, I just need some time to chill. I also need to be starting to go to bed a lot earlier too, because the late nights, it's going to do me in. So, and mind you, today was 2 things of coffee, 2 big cups of coffee. Okay, so what else here? Okay, Sharon and Froggy, and of course Yvonne, she's over there. And Carol, and I saw that Avery, yeah, Avery's here too. Tracy, mm, 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 mm. Okay, yeah, and I do have that card that Carol had sent to Yvonne. Let's see. And of course you saw that I linked up at the top there the link to the spreadsheet. So again, you guys know the routine. If you're having any issues, just to say something in the chat. And yeah, Tracy, it just was not going to happen at 10:30 this morning because last night, what was it? Got done with working. When I got done, oh God, not Heather. Yvonne had gotten here just a little bit before 5, and then when she got here, then we had gone up to the store because I had bought like 2 heads of cabbage. So last weekend, I ended up making corned beef and cabbage with carrots and potatoes for like a late like St. Patrick's Day meal. And so I still had more cabbage. So before that went bad, I made cabbage and noodles with some smoked turkey sausage, and it came out really, really good. So we went and we did that, got back here, I made dinner, and then by the time it was all said and done, it was almost like 9 o'clock at night, if not later. Oh, but mind you, peach margaritas were had. Like we each had one. Not a tiny little glass either. I think it was needed, but yeah, I started to burn out as the night was going on. So yeah, that's why the projects weren't going to get done because I still needed to record the Thursday video and I just made the decision. It's like as much as I hate changing it, I mean, even yesterday morning, that's when I thought there's just no way I'm going to come up with the projects to do the live last night. So I made the decision, okay, I was going to do it today at 10:30, but however, yeah, when I realized that it just wasn't going to happen, then I felt bad that I was sending you guys another email to let you know, oh no, it's going to actually be tonight. And then I was hoping that, yeah, I can get the stuff done. I just don't know why for 3 cards it takes so long. I mean, I think I started, when did I start? Was it like maybe 11, 12, something like that? But the last card we're making was the first card that I made, and there's a bit to it, and of course I ended up changing something up on it. So of course when you have to do extra die cutting and stuff, so yeah, you'll see when it comes to the last card. There's it's a very cool card. Not gonna complain, but it took a little bit. So I got to find a way to come up with the designs for these cards a lot quicker because when you're doing this every week, I hate having to push things out. I'd rather get them done. And then, of course, then the weekend, I kind of got the weekend. Okay, so I saw what Froggy said about the mail. Do, 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 do. Yeah, Tracy, I missed when you had the power outage. I missed your email until like after the fact. But I did make mention of it the following week and let them know that, you had an upline meeting. Let's see, I did see that Terry was here. Terry, I'm disappointed. I didn't get a text from you that asked me if I was going live. I'm playing with you, girl. I love you. Let's see, and Becky's here. I think I said Carol was here and Sharon. Uh, let's see, and Deborah. And I think I got everybody. I've been doing a lot of talking. Oh, you saw the email. Okay. Um, thank Sharon. That means a lot. Thank you. Sharon says, you're amazing. Don't know how you do it all. You know what? Honestly, I don't know either. All I know is, I think the other thing, I'm going to be honest with you, is that, yeah, I worked a full-time job. Some of these demonstrators, this is their job. They have a spouse or a significant other that, is bringing in income too. Unfortunately for me, yeah, I can't just give up that job for this, because I'll tell you what, selling Stampin' Up stuff isn't going to pay the bills. Not one of them. So, I have to keep on doing that. And I think the frustration too is that, and I totally get it and I totally understand that, people are just not gonna like buy all this stuff. I mean, you think about rent, utilities, food, crafting stuff. What's gonna take precedence? The crafting stuff is gonna kind of like, but, yeah, it is a lot of work. And the truth is, it is a lot of money spending on this stuff. And now when Stampin' Up is like going up on prices on things, I think that that's a little, even with a discount, it's becoming like a little too much. So yeah, so there's kind of like the frustrations with that too. But you guys like this. I mean, you like coming together when I do this on Friday night. The throwback Thursdays, there's always some good feedback on that. And you like when I pull out the retired stuff, which I got plenty and a lot of. Still have to do a whole lot of cleaning up. I mean, you can see this kind of hot mess that's right behind me. But yeah, the whole rest of the room is the stamp sets. I think the big thing that's frustrating is that over on this side, I have, was it like a media bookcase where all the DVD cases of the stamp sets can fit on there. And on top of it, I would have the stuff that's current. Now it's like the between the online exclusives and now the catalogs are going to be what, three now a year, and they seem to, I don't know, even when we had the mini catalogs, it's like, you know it, time is flying. And next thing you know, things are either like gone for good, or what do you call it, or yeah, it's hard to keep track of it. And I can tell you that what I am using tonight, yeah, so it turns out the other day saw that the dies are gone. So the dies are gone. I think the stamp set is still available. The embellishments, yeah, these are gone too. Uh, I don't know what's going to happen with the designer series paper, but I did notice a little bit ago. Look at this one, cutting with the paper cutter, trying to be quiet. Sorry. But yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen with the designer series paper. Right now it's on low inventory, and it's which one is it? It's the Easter Joy Specialty paper, the Pleasant Patterns, which is mostly like the foils. That one I don't think is on low inventory, but yeah, it's that time where you go from one catalog to another, one's about to retire. And the other thing too, one of the things that one of the bundles I did want, wasn't able to get, that was in the annual catalog, was it Notes and Totes, Totes and Notes, whatever it is, that's gone. Um, what else is gone? Oh, if you like the in colors, the ones that are about to leave us, I didn't check today, but yesterday when I did, Pretty in Pink and Petunia Pop in the reinkers, those are gone. So anything else that's in those in colors, if you want it, better get it now, because who knows when that's going to be gone. Um, yeah, yeah, I just, Yeah. See, because you guys like the Throwback Thursday, and I have the product to do a Throwback Thursday, that's why I keep doing it. I just got to figure out a way to just really find a way to, like, okay, this is the time I'm going to do this, and hopefully, again, you know, it's usually in the evening hours, and that's the problem. I start to kind of shut down a little bit. And so that's why things tend to not get done either. So I got to figure something out. Something needs to be figured out. All right. So I think I think that's it. As far as like announcements go, we did get to see what the product of the month is going to be for April. I didn't print it out, but it's not going to happen, I think, until, let's see, next Tuesday is the 31st. So it may not be until that Tuesday after in April when you can actually order that product of the month. So yeah, so it's going to actually be a dye. It's going to kind of like be a background type of dye. And probably that will probably go pretty quickly. What else was there? Um, Really nothing much. I mean, right now, demonstrators can pre order from that May through August catalog, which the way it sounds, when we had the annual catalog, there was only a certain amount of items that were available for pre-order. I guess because now the catalog's smaller, that you could, I mean, of course, there's quantity limits, but you can order anything. Now, there were a couple of things that they said that was a little bit delayed. So, I mean, they're going to be coming in, but they just weren't available when when pre-order went live for demonstrators. As far as the catalogs go, I did have like 5 people that were in my customer list on my web on the Stampin' Up website that I was able to select for for that new catalog for Stampin' Up to directly send it to you. So if you're a demonstrator or you're watching this and you do that catalog mailing thing, remember that Tuesday, midnight Mountain Time is when it's cut off. So if you want to save a little bit of money on having Stampin' Up send the catalogs directly to your customers, then remember to do that before midnight Mountain Time on Tuesday. I took care of the ones that I could. Now, if you do want a catalog from me, okay, 2 things. Have to be in the US, and two, um, if you're not working with another demonstrator, because for me to mail them out now, I don't charge for the catalogs. So, I mean, I have to order some catalogs when I'm able to, and then mailing them out, postage. Again, I saw a thing. You want to talk about frustrations with the post office? I saw the other day, just like in, what is it? Is it in Microsoft Edge or MSN? Kind of like when I open up, when I got my laptop up and everything. Well, I saw a thing that, yeah, the post office wants to go up on the first class postage again. Again. It's like, stop. Someone needs to stop them, because I'll tell you what, every time they go up with the postage or on any of their other services, guess what? Their service is horrible, and it gets worse. 2 days straight, I went up to my post office. My post office is a fairly large post office. One person, one person behind that counter. You have a line of people who need whatever, and then you have another line of people who made appointments for their passport. I was in there for like 20, 30 minutes just to pick up something that was too big to fit in my post office box. telling you. I think I told Yvonne, because I was in the mood that I was in before, I said, I hope this doesn't carry over on here. And it's starting to, and I apologize. I really do apologize. Um, okay, so let me go ahead. Let me flip this. Let's get going because I've been yapping now for like 25 minutes. So we need to get the projects done. All right. Yeah, but that's the thing though, Tracy. Yeah, they can increase it and there's the forever stamps, but what happens when you like run out of those forever stamps? Then you got to buy more. And yeah, you know, yeah, post office is just horrible. Horrible. All right, let me flip this and we'll get we'll get started. Let me get this in place and hopefully I don't have this where it's going to do its little focusing in and out. I know that it's all wonky. So let's kind of get this all straight and looking good. And make sure that's straight. Okay. And flip this up a little bit. And hopefully we don't have this thing wanting to do its whole focusing in and out. All right, I think we are good. We good? I can move this up a little bit. All right. Okay. So product of the month. This is March's Notes of Spring. I can use that little bunny, for doing some Easter projects. The Painted Illusions Designer Series paper that was from February. I believe this is still available. Move this over a little bit. And like I said, I don't think it's going to, because usually on Tuesdays, that's when Stampin' Up! Comes out with the new stuff, but it's not going to be April yet. It's going to be the end of March. So whatever that Tuesday is after that, 1, 2, 7, yeah, man, I'm not directly looking at my calendar, but yeah, that Tuesday is when it'll probably be coming available. The Last Chance, yeah, there's more and more stuff getting added to this. The next time this gets updated is going to be in April. So probably that first Tuesday in April, you're going to see more stuff on here. Now remember the cling stamp sets, the red rubber, Stampin' Up! They're not making anymore. The stamp sets are always going to be photopolymer now. So if you see it in one of the catalogs, expect that it's going to end up on this list. Okay, and then as far as Paper Pumpkin goes, okay, this kit, Lakeside Retreat, the end date to subscribe for this one is April 10th. This one is going to coordinate with the Waterside Retreat Suite collection that is going to be in the new upcoming catalog. I've seen it. I like it. I love it. And at some point I'll have, why is my thing freaking out? Why is my thing freaking out? It's like Tracy's comment, it keeps on fluttering through. It looks almost like a lot of people are commenting at the same time and my chat box is going crazy, but it's not. Um, let's see. Tracy says, I had a card that took 2 weeks to get from Ohio to Indiana and another one that took 3 weeks to get from Ohio to Nebraska. No way it should take that long to get to their desk. You probably could have walked and delivered it quicker. um, yeah, okay. My phone's got to stop doing what it's doing. It just it's doing something weird, and I can't do anything. I don't want to mess with anything, and I don't want to end up ending my live stream. So again, the Lakeside Retreat, the subscription period for this one is going to end on the 10th. So um, if you know, if you're subscribed to this, if what do you call it? If you're subscribed to it and say this isn't your jam, you can pause this month. If you really, really, really like and you're subscribed and you want to up the quantity that you get, or if you want to cancel, or if you want to be a new subscriber, remember the magic date for that kit is always going to be the 10th of that month. After, when it hits April 11th, then it's going to all be about the May kit sparkling celebrations. So I kind of like showed all of this when I did my paper pumpkin kit, was like about a week or so ago. There's the new dies, the dies that coordinated with um, January, February, and March. Those actually sold out. So these are the new ones, 168665. This is for the April, May, and June kits. And that's all I have on that. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, so again, like I mentioned, we're using the Easter Joy Suite. So it's the Easter basket set of stamps and the set of dies. This, I believe, which kit was it? Was it the February kit, the paper pumpkin kit? Celebrate Spring, that coordinated with this kit. Also with this, there are two. We're going to be using this Shimmer paper again. Really like that paper. So the Designer Series paper, this one is the Easter Joy Specialty Designer Series paper. This is the one that the last time I checked was on low inventory. The colors in here are Balmy Blue, Crumb Cake, Lemon Lolly, Peach Pie, Pretty in Pink, and Shy Shamrock. And what's specialty about this particular paper is that there's like this coating on it. Now it is double-sided. The one side, it has some foiling on it. It is thicker. What else? And it, like I said, if you can see, there's kind of like a shine to it. So there's kind of like, it's kind of like coated. And then on the other side, it's, you know, you got your flat designs. There's no foil or anything on this side. So there's a lot of, do I want to say busy kind of patterns on it? So when it came to designing what was going to be the first card that I'm doing tonight, uh, yeah, I wanted to try and figure out what to use. I wanted to originally use one of these panels. So there's two sheets in here that have these panels that you can just cut it up and it can be your card front. However, I had already done a card that had a lot of pink in it. And then the other card I did had a lot of the balmy blue in it. So yeah, I didn't, as you can see, I didn't go with this pattern. I went with what I thought would go. And then this paper, this is the Pleasant Patterns Specialty Designer Series paper. And again, this is the same thickness as that other paper. The only difference is these are single-sided. So you have this peach pie pattern here, and you get two sheets of each of these patterns. And then you have this one here with the flowers. And I think that's the Pretty in Pink. So you got like the foiling, and yeah, so it looks like it's two-toned. And then there is Shy Shamrock. So the Shy Shamrock one, say that really fast. That ought to sound interesting. I did use this on the first card. So this paper, as far as I know, I didn't see that this was on low inventory. So those are the two papers that go with this suite. Let's see. Wait, what am I missing here? Um, mm, yeah. What is, okay, wait a minute. Oh, the forever stamps, yeah, whatever you, I mean, if you purchased them like a year or two ago, even though the price has gone up, they're still good. You don't have to add no additional postage on it. I will tell you, Sharon said that even 10 years from now, if you hoard them, I'll tell you what stamps I'm hoarding. I got 2 full sheets of those Elvis stamps. Yep. The last time I used one, I actually sent a sympathy card to the Presley family when Lisa Marie passed away. That's the last time I used an Elvis stamp, and yeah, the what I have left, I think I got 2 full sheets. Yeah, I'm hoarding those things, not using them. They need to come out with more Elvis stamps, to be honest. Let's see. Oh, the what is the butterfly ones are the ones that if you were doing like a square card or something, the non-machinable. Okay, so we got that bundle. Um, oh, yeah, let me show this. I made mention that I was going to show this. So this is the card that Carol had made for Yvonne for her birthday. Um, when did you get this?
This week.
This week?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's interesting. I look at the envelope and they didn't even cancel out the stamp.
Oh, really?
Nope, didn't cancel it out. Yeah, so this one, ooh, I have this stamp set too. That was those ones that went with that Parisian suite, I think. And then those little, what is that? Those were those pink gems that were strawberry slush. And what was the other color? Pretty in pink, I think. Yeah, and then of course this color, Magenta Madness. I got plenty of that. See, and she even did the inside. And a little wink of Stella. So there's the Yvonne's birthday card from Carol. And no,
Beautiful.
I won't airmail it to her. I will just place it right over here. We won't airmail it. Okay, so let me get the stuff. Let's get these cards going because we're gonna be here all night. We don't want to be here all night. We got things to do. Okay. So is that enough green for you guys? I will tell you that when it comes to, you know, it's pretty sad. Shy Shamrock is one of those ink colors that is going away. And I really have not used much of it at all. As a matter of fact, when I did my St. Patrick's Day cards, the ribbons that they had in these in colors that's now they're gone. I never even used it yet because the cellophane was still on it. These most current ones, I still got the cellophane on the Timid Tiger one, so I gotta like come up with projects where I'm using that ribbon. Okay, so for my card base. This is again Shy Shamrock, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. I have a piece of the Pleasant Pattern Specialty Designer Series paper. So again, this is Shy Shamrock in color. And on the back side, there's no print at all. This measures 5.25 by 4. The Easter Joy Specialty Designer Series paper. This measures 4.25 by 3. And there's the pattern on the back side of that. Then I have a strip of Balmy Blue. This is 4.25 by 3/4 of an inch in height. Yeah. Then out of some scraps, out of Shy Shamrock, I had die cut 2 of the grass pieces. Now all these dies, this is from the Easter basket set of dies. And then 2 of my flower stems. Then there's a die that does the daffodil, so the petals of the daffodil. And then there's another die that just does like this trumpet part here. So I did these out of Lemon Lolly, and then these are from Peach Pie. And then I had to add this bunny because this bunny is so stinking cute, and I hadn't used it in either of the other cards. So this is Early Espresso, and then I stamped the bunny in the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. All right, so let's take all our stuff, move it out of the way. Let's fold and burnish. Okay, and then for this, to put this down, now this paper, I noticed that it does like to curl some. So for this, instead of using my seal, I'm going to bring in the liquid glue. And we clogged up. We don't want no more glue mishaps. Ask Yvonne what we mean by that.
I spilled glue.
Not once, but twice. It was a good thing my glass mat was on that desk over there. I invested in these long silicone, well, kind of clear silicone sheets to put on top of my IKEA desk to kind of protect them. And yeah, and then the glass mat is sitting on top of it. So I'm glad that that stuff was there. But Yvonne wasn't happy on how much glue that she ended up spilling. She just like knocked the bottle. Like I said, not once, but twice. And then she proceeded to tell me, now you see, your day isn't that bad, is it? That's why the third time I said, you know what? I'm going to fill the glue bottle and close it up. Because we did not want the third time is a charm. No, we didn't. Okay, so the other piece, I'm going to glue this down in the center. Okay, center this. You what?
I like that side.
What, this?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got that down. Shoot, you did. Oh, let's not be having this happening. Yeah, because this has that film on it. Yeah, when I went to put this down, it shifted as I was pressing it down. Isn't that nice? Let's try this again. And then this time, let's just hold it in place as I do this. I'm thinking another peach margarita is going to be in the works later on. I don't know. It may be more than one. Because that's what kind of day it's been. Yep, maybe two. All right. So I'll clean that up after this dries. I'll get that cleaned up. All right. So let's see what's next. We're gonna do some stamping. So our piece of Balmy blue here, I'm gonna stamp my greeting using Azure Afternoon. Let me get my block, and this one's gonna simply say, yeah, but see, the thing is, this is what happens like when it's foil. You see how the glue, when it gets on the foil, you can tell. So I'm gonna have to work on that to remove that after it's dried. But yeah, because this has a coating on this paper, that's why when I put it down, when I went to press it down, it kind of shifted. let's hope that that's the only mishap that there is tonight. Okay, let me get my foam piercing mat. Okay, put that down. Bring that in. Put it down like that. And make this up. And I'm going to leave a little room over to the left. Stamp that down. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in, oh, the other thing that's part of the suite, other than those embellishments, this is the Balmy blue gingham ribbon. So this is like 1/4 of an inch wide. So I'm going to take a little piece, need scissors. So I'll get a little piece like so. And then I'm going to get another little piece here. Okay, put that aside. And then on this piece, I'm going to bring in my glue dots. I am going to, where's the glue dots? I'm going to add one on either end. And then I'm also going to add one in the middle. Okay, and then let me get, I have somewhere here my silicone craft sheet. And I'm going to place this right about there. And then I'm going to get my finger unstuck. And I'm going to wrap this around. Yeah, we ain't tying a bow for this because you talk about a little tiny bow. So with this piece, I'm going to tie a knot. I don't know if there's a difference. Still didn't cut this long enough. What's wrong with me? Really. I think the people upstairs need to find another room to go to. Better yet, they need to go somewhere. Go out to eat or something. You know what's funny is that this kid, as soon as he gets in the apartment, he runs. And yet the one morning I looked out my window when they were leaving to go to school, oh, nobody was running whatsoever. Just schlepping along to the car. It's like what they need to do is when, okay, we're not fighting with this. What they need to do is like when school is over, they need to go take him to a park and just let him run to his little heart's content and, you know, wear himself out. Okay. The other end. All right. So we're going to do a knot like so. And then we're going to trim. Let's see. Why is my phone flipping out again?
I think it's just on your end. It's fine here.
No, it's on my phone that
Okay.
it's doing that.
Yeah.
It's doing that. Let's see. Deborah says, I got this set for the basket die and haven't even opened it yet. Guess it could be next year's card. Well, at least you got the dies because they're no longer available. You might use, you know what? Yes, I have seen, and I don't know, maybe I could end up using it. The Extraordinary Flora bundle that is in the annual catalog. I haven't done anything with that yet. So I think that's gonna be I think in April, that's gonna be one of the first ones I'm gonna use. And so while I was looking for ideas for the projects for tonight, I actually saw where they did the basket and they did not put the handle on it. And they used the Extraordinary Flora flowers and they kind of put it in the basket. So yeah, you can definitely use that basket. Just you can cut off the handle and you can, oh my gosh, I'm gonna tape him to a chair. You didn't hear me say that. That's what I really want to do. A little duct tape. Maybe that'll hold them. All right, so there is my little tiny knot. And okay. I know Easter is all about the lamb, but come on. These bunnies are really, really cute. Just saying. They're really cute. That's why I decided that Blessed Beginnings were going to be for Good Friday. Okay, so then we're going to stick that right there in the middle, like so. So isn't that pretty? Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and I'm going to get my little trimmer out and I'm going to trim this down a little bit. Oh my gosh, the air, it's a lot cooler here today. I think, was it like 40s, 50s, something like that, or 50s or whatever. His air conditioner is kicking on. It could be 30. It was, I kid you not, when we had that storm and that cold front came through, that night it was 38 degrees and it felt like 29. I kid you not, his air conditioner kicked on. I don't know what that thermostat is set at, but I would hate to think of what their utility bill is. Thank God I have no part of that. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this, I trimmed off a little bit, and now I'm going to flag the end. So you cut up center a little bit, and then from the corner to the top of where you did that straight cut, you just cut right to it, and there you go. You got your flagged end. Okay, and then I'm going to get some dimensionals. And we're going to place a few on here. And then this is going to go right. Don't stick. Why do these things stick? Oh, dear Lord, I can't get this off. You can't. Are you serious? My goodness. Why is that dimensional like that? Why is it so sticky? Oh, okay. Let's try this again. Let's stick that down right there. Deep breath. Deep breath. I don't know, but I seriously don't think the kid knows how to walk. Just saying. All right, let me bring in my flower stems. I'm going to add, well, let's get rid of the glue goober. We don't need that. I'm going to add a little bit on the top of the stems. And then let me get my Lemon Lolly daffodils. And I want to put one kind of like in this direction. And then the other one, we're going to do this way. Okay. And then for these peach pie pieces, let's see, let me pull in, take a pick tool. And I'm going to place a little mini dimensional on the trumpet part of my daffodils. Okay, and then I will put those right on top. Like so. So there's my daffodils. And let me bring in my card and let's see, get a little bit of glue. All right, and then I'm going to place one right over here. Okay, and then the other one. And this one will go right over here. Okay, and then my grass. I'm going to add some glue right along the bottom of this. And I'm going to come off just a little bit. Okay, and then before I put this one down, I'm going to put my bunny, I want my bunny to be behind the grass. So I'm going to add some glue to the back of him and take this other piece. Okay, for paper that's coated, doesn't want to slide very well. Okay, so then this is going to get tucked. This is just like, this is like the easiest of the 3 cards, and I don't know why. Well, I know why I'm struggling. Okay, he's good. Maybe I should have had the margarita before the live. That would have made for an interesting, that would have been an interesting live. Okay, so then I'm going to take this other grassy piece and we'll place that there. Okay, then what's left? Okay, there's one more thing. So I'm going to finish this off with the embellishments. What are these? The Easter assortment. And for this, I'm going to use these little gingham, what is that? Pretty in pink eggs. And we're going to place these kind of like in our grass. Try to use everything that's in a suite. Okay, there we go. And this glue, this little mishap with the glue, I will fix that before this goes out in the mail. So there's my first card, and this one basically utilizing the designer series paper. The other two cards that I didn't even use any of the designer series paper, so I needed to do something with it. So here is the first card. Okay. Or I can just easily give the sample card. Sample card didn't have no mishaps. All right. Let me close the glue. Let's get the stuff for our second card. Oh, this one's going to be fun. I got to tie a bow on this one. This ought to be fun. Okay. Here we go. Pray to the gods. Let this one go good. Let this one go good. All right. So my card base is basic white thick, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then I have a piece of what is this? The Pastels Shimmer specialty paper. What card was it that I did? It was the Cutest Crew that I did a couple of weeks ago. I had used the lemon lolly piece where I embossed it with that Lazy Daisy embossing folder. This is the bubble bath color, and then also in that package is Pool Party as well. So this piece is 5.5 by 3 1/4. Then I have a piece of basic white that I did not put on here. Okay. So it measures 3 1/8 by 5.5. And I had scored it ahead of time using the all in a row. See, here we go. Scratchy throat again. All in a row embossing folder. So this is just a regular embossing folder. It's not a 3D one. So again, 3.5, no, 3 1/8 by 5.5. And then I had done some stamping ahead of time. This is all done on basic white, and I used my smoky slate ink pad. So one of each of the bunnies, and then 3 of these flowers, triple flower images. Okay, so fold and burnish this card base. All right, and then I am going to get my liquid glue, and we're going to adhere this embossed basic white piece to that shimmer paper. So there's just going to be a little bit showing on either side of it. All right, and again, there's just a little itty bitty tiny border on either side. Okay. Okay, so we got that on there. All right, so then this whole piece is going to go right there in the center of our card base. And Make sure this is straight. Okay. Stick that down. But we don't want buffering.
I'm not.
Okay. The last time I did one on a Saturday, I got to the last card and I was finishing up and you guys didn't see me finishing it up and then I had to start a whole nother stream to do the last part in the card drawing. All right, so this Balmy Blue gingham ribbon. Pray, pray, pray. So I need a piece long enough here. And I get my reverse locking tweezers. And let's see if we can do this. Okay. I'm going to pull that taut. Come in with my tweezers to kind of hold that. And then let's tie our bow. Feel like I'm wasting a whole lot of it when I see how much is on this end. Okay. Okay, so let's pull this out. Pull that tighter. And then I'm going to hold the knot and I'm going to pull in on the tails to make my loops a little bit smaller here. Okay, that looks good. I can probably use this on something. And actually, let me take this and I'm going to move this down a little bit. Okay. And I want to be able to see that shimmer paper, so I'm going to scooch that over a little bit. And then I'm going to trim. I don't know what's up with my scissors for my ribbon, but it's not wanting to cut very well. And do this end. Okay. Get that out of the way. And then to kind of hold this in place, I'm going to take a couple of glue dots. So one I'm going to put right underneath my knot here. This out. Okay, stick that down. And I'll stick another one down here just to kind of hold this. Put that in place, and then I'll do one on the inside as well. Just tuck it right under, like so, just to kind of hold that in place. All right, so there is our card front. I'm going to set that aside, and then we're going to do some coloring. So let me get, let's see, a piece of scrap paper, just to kind of put underneath these. So for my bunnies, I'm going to take dark bubble bath, and I'm going to do inside of his ear. I'm going to do his nose, and then I'm going to give him cheeks. So one here, one there. Oops, why am I closing it? I'm not done yet. And my other one, I'm going to do the same thing inside the ears. His nose. And then we're going to give him some cheeks. All right, so there's our bunnies. And then for our flowers, I'm going to do light Highland Heather. And where is my dark lemon lolly? So each one, oh, and I also need my dark lemon lime twist. So I'm going to do the inside of my flowers. Okay. And then the dark lemon lime twist, I'm actually going to trace over the stems and color in these leaves. Okay, that's one. Froggy, do you know offhand if the paper snips are going to be coming back with the new caddy? So Froggy, actually, when they, and I didn't get to see this, I saw it was kind of like after the fact. So for demonstrators, you know, we get to like see like new online exclusives and the caddy and even pre-order before it actually goes live. And the let's see, when did we have, we had March online exclusives, right? So in May, um we were able to see it, and I think in there evidently the scissors were in that PDF. But then the only way I knew about it, that they had announced that they did an oopsie and they had put that in there, but it's not going to come out with the May online exclusives. It's going to be coming out at some point, but they didn't say exactly when. And I'm just like kind of sad that I didn't get to see. I mean, are they going to look the same? I don't know. But yeah, so I'm really surprised, to be honest with you, that the scissors hadn't come out yet, because it has been a while. And how long does it take to get scissors? So they're coming. We just don't know exactly when yet. But it's closer than what it was, because if they evidently had them there where there was a preview of it. Yeah, well, you know, Sharon, evidently when they first posted it, it was there. And then they came back a little bit later, and they said, more or less, they kind of said there's an oopsie that that the new scissors were on that PDF, but it turned out that they shouldn't have been, so they had removed it and they updated that PDF. So that it was there at one point, but like with me, I think it may have been the same with you, that by the time you looked at it, they had already removed it off of that PDF. So so the centers of my flowers are the dark lemon lolly. The flower petals, I'm using the light Highland Heather. And then the stems and the leaves are the dark lemon lime twist. So I'm kind of going with a bunch of pastel colors on this. So this is cased off of a card that, did Sue Moore do it? And she said that basically the inspiration for the card, I guess the layout of it, came from was it page 34 of the mini catalog, the January to April mini catalog. And when she did her sample, she did everything like in balmy blue and white. I mean, she did the pink, for the bunny ears, but everything was pretty much balmy blue. And when it came to doing these cards, I usually, when I case, I'll change it up a little bit. I may change the colors on it. Or maybe there's just something with the layout that I do a little bit differently. So for this one, instead of just sticking with balmy blue, I did want to use that shimmer paper, but that's not balmy blue, that's pool party. And yeah, there is a difference between the two. So that's why I decided to just go with a bunch of pastel colors for this card. Really should have like left one to color and should have done the rest of these. Shoulda, coulda. Yvonne was saying that she kind of misses the videos that I did early on where I actually had the music. So I had like the opening and I had the closing, with the rockabilly music, and then I had like different songs. I think there was a version of Amazing Grace that I did when I would speed up certain parts. But I gotta kind of revisit that because when I was doing that, I was doing I was just recording like 15-minute video clips because that's the longest I can go, and then upload them to Canva. And then the ones that I was doing any coloring, die cutting, that type of thing, I'd speed that up. I wish I can go that fast. And yeah, so what was happening when I was uploading the video clips, it was just taking forever. And a lot of times it kept on refreshing and it would literally take hours to get the stuff put. Now putting the clips together to create the video and add the music was nothing, but it just was taking way too many hours and it was getting way too late. So I kind of dissed it and I just did an unlisted live. Now where are my other dimensionals? Yeah, they were there, but they realized that they shouldn't have had them out there quite yet. So yeah, they removed them. Sharon, you thought you were crazy. You probably are. I know I am. I say it all the time. It's like, yeah, I know I'm not crazy, but yeah, deep down, yeah, I am. All right. So let's add to our flowers. Thinking, is this going to fit? Yeah. Gotta kind of see where my stash of dimensionals are at. No, I've used a lot. I don't think I've done any cards without any. All right, so now we're gonna start assembling our card here. So we're gonna take this bunny and we're gonna add this bunny right down here. Set of flowers. Right here. And then let's see, this bunny. We'll add this bunny. Oh, we're gonna Actually, we're going to take this bunny and stick it right there for a moment. And I'll take one set of flowers. And let's see, I want to put that right there. And then my bunny will go right there. And then our last set of flowers. Did you see Froggy's comment? That's funny. Hey, I've been seeing a shrink for over 30 years. You'd think he would certify me by now. That's good, Froggy. Okay, so we're going to put that there. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in, where did I put them? They're right there. These embellishments I'm going to add. So these, you have some of the yellow dots, you got the balmy blue dots, and then you have the eggs. So these are like the other embellishments we had. They're flat. They're kind of like almost rubbery like. So they're definitely not going to add too much bulk to your cards for mailing. And so I'm going to add a few of these on here, like so. And then we are going to bring in the Wink of Stella. Stella! And it's funny, the apartment complex that I live in is called the Stella. Go figure. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit to these balmy blue dots. And then I'm going to add to these flowers. Okay. And something's knocking around. Oh, I got this little keychain right here that's kind of like knocking on stuff. Oh, yeah, this one. God is love. I got this actually in a gift shop when I went to my last what do you call it, on stage event with Andrea in Houston a few years ago. And I get back behind our bunny ear there. And our last flower. There we go. There is our second card with the other cute bunnies. Gotta love the bunnies. Yes, that would make it an adorable baby card as well. All right. Final card. The one that I started out with, the one that has a lot of stuff to it. And here's to like getting through this without any mishaps at all. But it's super duper cute. This card, I saw it on Pinterest. And I can't give anybody credit because somebody uploaded it and it was a picture of what looked like was a video, but I can't, the name was kind of cut off, so I have no clue who it is, but it was a very cute card, very colorful, loved how it came out. So yeah, I had to change things up because I chose a blue that wasn't the right blue. So all right, card base is Pretty in Pink. It measures 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. I have another piece of Pretty in Pink that measures 4.25 by 3. A piece of Vellum. This was die cut using, I want to say it's the second largest perennial postage die. I don't know with certainty if whether or not these are carrying over or not. So if those dyes are dyes that you really like and you hadn't gotten them yet, again, I can't tell you if whether or not they're going to carry over or not. So I die cut that out of a piece of vellum. And then I have a thin strip of basic white. This is about 2.5 inches by 3/8 of an inch. And I'm going to stamp my greeting and then I'm going to trim that down. And then out of some colors, these are just scrap pieces. Basic beige basket. Now there's slits here in this basket and there is a die that will die cut these little thin strips, and you can weave them in the weave of that the base of that basket. Then add a balmy blue. Originally I did this with Azure Afternoon and then it just turned out it was too dark. So add a balmy blue. There is a die for doing this scalloped edge and also this bow. The grass pieces, I die cut one out of Shaded Spruce and Shaded Spruce and Shy Shamrock. Got them backwards. Then 2 of the flower stems in Lemon Lime Twist, 2 of the daffodils, along with that little like trumpet piece. They're die cut out of Daffodil Delight, so there's 2 of those. And then those little flower pieces here that go to the daffodil, I had done 3 of them. So on these, what I did is I used my blends to do a little bit of coloring on the pieces just to kind of add some shadow to it. When I realized I die cut the die that does the bigger tulip, that was too big, I realized, okay, I needed the smaller one. So I just, instead of just throwing those away, I die cut out of them. And then you'll see there's some of the dark Melon Mambo ink on those. So that's those. And then add a basic white. Using Memento Tuxedo black ink, I stamped the bunny and the little chick. And then this little piece, you'll see what this little hot mess is right here in a second. All right, fold and burnish the card. If you love those other 2, I think you're going to love this one. I don't know. I got a feeling that when it comes to the card drawing later, that this is probably going to be the one that goes first. I'm just thinking that. I don't have insight, but I'm just thinking it. Let me get something to drink really quick. Ooh, very lemony. I froze, I've juiced some lemons and I put it in ice cube trays and freezed it, and then I put it in a baggie. So my big water thing here, I don't even know how much fits in it, but it's a lot of water. And I put 2 of those cubes in there. Very lemony. Very, very lemony. All right, so I am going to start with my piece of vellum. And I'm going to take my adhesive, take my seal, and I'm going to add some to the back of this. And then I'm going to put this down right in the center like so. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. Then I'm going to bring in my Pretty in Pink ink, and I have my Pretty in Pink panel here. I'm going to bring in my Pierce mat, and where's that scrap paper? I'm going to put this underneath it, And then the stamp I want is this little egg in here. Okay. Get my block. Okay, and then I'm going to randomly stamp this egg on my background. Seems like, let me do this. Seems like there's a spot here that when I go to stamp it, it's like the rest of it is inked up very well. And then parts of it seem a little faded. So kind of redistribute that ink some. Whoops, sorry. Putting the stamp on at it. Squeaky, squeaky. Wow, once you drop things on this, it echoes. Okay, now let's try this again. Okay, that middle I think is like really dry. You're really not going to see much of this after the other stuff is kind of like added on top of it. Let's see, right there. I'm doing a good job of getting ink on my block. All right, so now we'll add some turn it around. And one more right there. Okay, so we'll close this up. All right, and then I need a bigger piece of scrap paper here. And let me pull this in. We're going to do some splattering. All right, so we'll put that there, and I'm going to get my dark melon Mambo. Whoops, wrong end. We want the brush end. And I'm going to add some splatter. That was a good one. Okay. So we got some interest on our panel there. Okay, get that out of the way. And we'll kind of move all of this. All right, and then this piece I am going to, let's see, do I want to put this down first? Maybe I want to build on it first, and then I'll put it onto my card base. All right, so for these pieces that I have die cut, I'm going to do a little bit of some shadowing on these. And so I'm going to bring in, for my bow and for this, I'm going to bring in my dark Balmy blue, get my bullet tip here. And so these little cut lines, I'm just going to go over them. And even though it looks kind of dark, this is going to dry lighter, but it's going to add some shadow to it. Okay, so that's the bow. And then I'm going to come in to the bottom of these scallops. Okay, so we're going to set those aside. We'll let that dry. And then my Shy Shamrock piece, I got my dark Shy Shamrock blend. And let's see, how do I want to do this? Which direction? So I'm just going to add, I probably just marked up my finger. Just add a little bit on there. Okay, set that aside. Then I'm going to bring in, well, we're not going to do anything with the shaded spruce one. That one's going to kind of like be in the background, so you'll only see a little bit of it. So on these stems, dark lemon lime twist, and I'm going to do the stem. And then kind of go up in the leaf like that. Okay. Get those out of the way. And let's see, what do we want? Let's take our daffodils here and dark daffodil delight, and kind of come in these petals and just go over those kind of like that stitch part. And then a little bit right under there. And then let's see, I'm going to take my light Timid Tiger, and then these little trumpet parts of the flower. Now, even though this is light, it still looks kind of dark. So I'm going to add just a little bit. And then I will come in with my light lemon lolly and kind of blend that out some. So it doesn't look too dark. All right, so we got that. Let's put that aside. Now again, like I said, the Melon Mambo ones, I had already done those using the dark Melon Mambo marker. Okay, so now let's color in our little chick. So for my little chick, I am going to start off with my light lemon lolly. Light lemon lolly is very light. It kind of reminds me of So Saffron. When we had those blends, it was so light that you thought that maybe your marker was dried up. Okay, so we colored him in. We're going to let that dry just a little bit. I'm going to bring back in the light Timid Tiger. I'm going to do his beak. And then, let's see, we're going to let that dry just a little bit before I add the other colors. So my bunny, I'm going to bring in, let's see, where is it? That's dark bubble bath. I want light, pretty, and pink. Then do inside his ears. And let's see, his nose. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in light smoky slate. And we're going to do some shadow here. So we'll go here, 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 like that. And let's see, right here. A lot of this again is going to kind of be covered, so you're not really going to see it. All right, and then I'm going to bring in my color lifter, and again, make sure this thing doesn't splatter, and just going to blend out that smoky slate a little bit. I noticed that the color lifter, when it gets on the black ink, it tends to make it look like the black ink has bled. Okay, so not too much on that. Okay, so the bunny is all done. So now let's work on our chick again. So that was the light. Let me get my dark lemon lolly and do like some shadow here. And we'll add just a tiny bit of my dark daffodil light. And then we'll come in with light lemon lolly again. We'll kind of blend that out. Like so. All right, so now that we got all of that colored, we're going to start doing some assembling of all our bits and pieces for our basket. So on here, I'm going to start off with my scallop piece, if I can pick it up. Okay, get my liquid glue. I'm going to add a little bit right along this top edge. And then I'm going to take this and go right across the top and scooch it over just a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to take on the back here, I'm going to add just a little bit of glue this top edge. Get my Shamrock grass and I'm going to place that right there. All right. And then let's see. Oh, I forgot my little bow here. So on my bow, I'm just going to add some glue right here to that center part. And this will go right here at the top of my basket. Okay. And then I'm going to take some dimensionals now and add it to the back. Now, when I put these on here, I want to try and stay away from like up at the top here because like the bunny and the chick, and we're going to kind of tuck things behind this to, you know, make it look like there's things in my basket. So I'm going to add some on the very bottom here. And then, let's see, I'm going to add, I'll add 2 right here. Now on the ends here, I'll try and add just to kind of give it a little more stability. But I want to be able to tuck my pieces into the basket. So when I did my sample card, I had put it up here on either end and it ended up blocking it a little bit. So I'm going to try it this way and see if this works a little bit better. Okay, and then up here, like the big dimensionals are not going, they're too big for it. All right, there it is. I'm up here. All right, so I'm going to add one to the top there. We can add behind our bow. And then we can even add right here on, let's see, on the tail part of our bow. Oh, wait a minute, was it? Yeah, I'm kind of missing like the conversation. Trying to get the card done. This one's definitely one. It took me a while to get this one done. All right, so I am going to take all my backings off. Oops, making a mess. Okay, we got those off. And I'm going to bring in this piece. And I'm going to add this kind of like in the middle like so. Okay, looks good. But now let's add all our pop of color here. So I am going to take my shaded spruce grass. I want to add a little bit of glue right along the bottom. And then this is going to get tucked underneath. So kind of come under, get under the grass and get behind the Shamrock and kind of offset it a little bit. So then that way it kind of fills in that basket a bit. So again, you're not going to see a lot of that Shamrock, but it kind of covers up some of that pink when you're adding all your pieces. So for these stems, I'm going to trim the bottoms of them a little bit. And I couldn't try that again if I couldn't do it. I went to snip it over my little pop-up bin and it literally landed in here. I couldn't do that again if I even tried. So let's try and get it in the bin this time. All right, so for these, ooh, where do I want to start? Let's start with our bunny. Our bunny, we're going to go in between the grass pieces, and our bunny is going to kind of be over to the side here, like so. And what I want to do is I want to pop him up. So dimensionals, put one down at the bottom. And let's see, we want, where do we want to add one? So I want to add it right here. And let me get a little one to put right there. All right, so let me kind of pull up on my basket to kind of separate the grass a little bit. And I'm going to put my bunny kind of like, come on, don't stick yet. Kind of like at an angle like so. And then let's see, we're going to take our daffodils here. And I'm going to add a little bit of glue. And I'm going to add that there. And our other one. Oh my gosh, this kid, I'm going to duct tape him to a wall or something. All right. Then I'm going to take a little bit of glue. I want to add it to the trumpet part here. At the putty end of my take your pick tool. And let's flip these over. And I want to place them right over top. And aligning these up. Like so. So a little interest on our daffodil. If I said tulip, I meant daffodil. Probably meant to say trumpet, the trumpet part. Okay. I'll line that up. All right. Then let me just take a peek at my sample card. Okay, so now I'm going to take my glue, add a little bit to the top here. And again, I'm going to kind of pull up on my basket here. And I'm going to add one right there. And then my other one, let's see, let me put my little chick on there. So we'll put a dimensional right there. And we'll tuck him over on this side like so. All right, and then I'll take our other daffodil, a little glue there, kind of pull up on this, and this isn't sticking down. Okay. So when it does that, we're just going to take a little dimensional and we'll put that right there instead. Let's try this again. I tuck that in. I'll stick that down like so. And I think we need to do the same thing with this. So we'll put a little dimensional there. Leave it to me, do a live, and I do a card that's very detailed, and of course it's going to take a while to get it done. So this one, I kind of tuck this a little bit behind my chick, like so. And then our little small Now these are going to be tulips. And so I'm going to take a little bit of glue. And we're going to stick one right there. A little bit of glue, and we're going to take this one. We're going to tuck this right in here like so. And then our last one, a little bit of glue. And then this one, let's see if we can get this one kind of tucked in like so. Okay, so there's all our bits and pieces to our basket. So then, let's see, we're going to take this piece. Let's close up our glue. I think I'm done with the glue. And I'm going to add some dimensionals, but what I am going to use, you know, these sheets that you've used the actual dimensionals, and then you're left with all of these edge pieces. I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to use this instead. All right. Take these. Empty sheet. Okay. Then let's bring in our card base. Make sure we got our card going the right direction, because we know I've had like a card upside down and put stuff on it, and we saw me like take it all apart and put it back together again without destroying the pieces. Okay, we got it here and down on the bottom. Okay, and then this is going to get centered right over our vellum piece. So there's going to be that little border where you're seeing the scalloped edges of that postal die. So there's that so far. We're not done quite yet. We're almost there. All right, so then I'm going to bring in, this is another ribbon. I forget which suite this is. It's in the January to April mini catalog. This is the one that, is it Lovely and Beautiful or Lovely and something else? I did do a Friday night live on this. So this is the gold and white ribbon, and this is 3/8 of an inch wide. So you can see that it's, you know, I looked at this compared to a similar ribbon that we had. So this is kind of like the white with the gold. The other one looked more like crumb cake and gold. So I'm going to take a piece of this and I'm going to fold it, and I'm going to explain like what this is here in a second. So I'm going to go a little bit longer than what I really want, because this ribbon does fray very easily. And so what I did was I cut off a piece probably maybe about that long. And what I did was, from the edge here, you can see I pulled that gold thread, and that's kind of like what's holding all of this together. And so I took it, when I took it out, you can see how it's all crinkly like that. So I did this to create 2 of these because I used it on my sample card. So I had a long piece, I tied it in a knot, And then I just trimmed off the edges, so then that way you got like all of this, these loose ends. So it just basically looks like a really hot mess. But we're going to use this in our ribbon here. So what I want is, what do I want? What do I want? I am going to take my ribbon. I'm going to kind of put it in half like this. I want to bring in my glue dots. So on this back part here, I'm going to add a few glue dots. Where's that one? It's right there. There. And then I'm not going to go all the way to the very end because I do want to cut this down. All right, so we kind of fold this in half again. All right, and then we're going to have this go right over here. And then this one's going to kind of come down a little bit. So on this piece, I'm going to take some glue dots. Can I do glue dots without this getting all messed up? Let's see. One right there. And then we could do one more like right there. Okay, because we want this to be held down like so. Okay, I know actually pull this up. Bring it down like that. Okay. Then on top of this, oh, you know what I need to do? I needed to put this. No, no. Come up, come up. Don't tear, don't tear, don't tear. Don't tear. Okay. This little hot mess here, like I said, it's kind of like knotted in the middle there. I'm going to grab a glue dot. Talk about a bad hair day. Okay, so I'm going to add a glue dot to the center of that. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to add this like right about here. So that way you can see it kind of sticking out. And then I will take my ribbon and I'll place it down like that. Okay. I'm going to set that aside for a second. And this little thin strip of white cardstock, I'm going to bring in my Pierce mat. Did you hear that the stove went off?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Well,
it's too soon.
oh, okay. Memento black ink. And then the stamp that says Hello Spring. So it's just a very thin greeting. Let me get my block. Okay. Ink. Make sure it's the right way. Ink it up. I'm going to come about over here. My block's a little bit dirty, so it's hard to tell if I actually got the whole thing. All right, so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to leave a little bit on that left side. Okay, so really cute, just very small and dainty looking. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my trimmer, my little itty bitty guillotine trimmer. And I'm going to trim a little bit off on the hello end. Okay, and then turn it around. And trim that. Actually, we can take just a teeny tiny bit more off on that side so it looks a little more even. Okay, we're just about done. The putziest part of this card, I mean, it's a super adorable, cute card, but I will tell you, this is definitely one of those cards that you are not going to be mass producing this card because you're going to get very tired of it very quickly. All right, so I got my mini dimensionals here, and I'm going to add 3 because I want this to really stick down. This is going to stick over the ribbon. Okay, let me bring this in. And then the Hello Spring is going to go right about there. Now let me get my scissors, and I'm going to trim. And again, I think I actually need to get like actual like ribbon, because see what happens with these, for some reason they're kind of dull and it's not cutting it right. It's like shredding it, and that's not what I want it to do. Okay, and then we got this piece right here. Okay. All right, one more thing and the card is done. So for this one, I think, as a matter of fact, this ribbon came from the same suite that these embellishments, and I got something in there. These are the pearlized faceted circles. And so the colors that are in here, there's the iridescence. So you have Calypso Coral. I think this was Petal Pink, and then this was white. So I'm going to use the Calypso Coral one. So there's 2 different sizes in here. I'm going to add 2 of these larger ones on my basket, and then one of the smaller ones right up there. Now the third card is done. Okay, there it is. A lot of little bits and pieces, but I think it's well worth it. Nice and bright and cheery and colorful. And there is the third card. So let me bring in the other 2 cards that I did. So this, again, this is our third one with lots of brightness on our Pretty in Pink. And then we have our all white with all of our pastel colors. So some of that bubble bath shimmer paper on there. And not too bad on wrapping that bow and tying it, especially for doing it on a live. So there is that one. And then here is the first one. So really using all of the, I mean, I try to use everything that's in the suite when I'm doing my projects. And so this was the last one I actually ended up creating for tonight. So utilizing the paper and going with the colors that are in that paper as well. So this is, again, these are 2 separate papers. So this suite had 2 different packs of paper. So this Shy Shamrock foil is Pleasant Patterns. And then this one here is Easter Joy. So there are my 3 projects for tonight. Again, thank you so much, guys, for what's the word that I'm looking for, since I couldn't get the video done or the live done last night, and clearly couldn't get it done this morning either. But thank you for coming and joining me tonight. I still want, even though I kind of fall behind a little bit, I still want to be able to put the content out there. Because again, it's not like it's something that I stress over, but the way that YouTube works is, if you're consistent with putting content out there, then it's like the better chances are that they are taking your videos. They see that there's like interaction with it and you're being consistent, and it, you know, they kind of put these videos out there for people that, you know, say that they like watching paper crafting videos and stuff. So yeah, that's why I try to just, you know, be consistent with it, even though I may fall behind a couple of times, but I try not to make a habit of that. Um, and if you like the projects, you know, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you hadn't already done so. I know most of all of you are here. Okay, so how many minutes are you over there, Yvonne, ready to answer? How many minutes, hours, days is it until Terry gets here?
I don't know. You got me on the
That
spot.
that was Tracy's question. She kind of asked Terry, how many weeks before your visit?
Okay, so 22, 23, 20,
Yvonne's
24,
over there figuring out.
25 days.
25 days. Is that right, Terry? 25 days? Terry could have like the seconds and everything
25
else,
days.
like, you know. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I am going to kind of tidy up this space a little bit here. And again, what I'm going to do with this card here, I mean, I got to clean it up because it's got the glue that got on there, but I do have the original one that I did, so I'll put that one in there. Okay, and things are falling off my shelf. Oh, okay. You know, I think probably like the problem that I think what started it all on the way my day had been going is that I'm sure this has happened to any one of you, but very early this morning, I want to say it was like about 7:30, I was woken up with a Charlie horse on my left leg, and oh my gosh, did that hurt. And it was like at that point, it's like, yeah, you might as well just go and get up and get the day going because you got a lot of stuff that you got to get done. All right, so it kind of tidied up. If let me check to see where we're at as far as um so Froggy, let me ask you this. Are you, when you mail the cards, like especially like Terry's, are you mailing it directly to her in California, or were you going to send them here? Because last year when Tracy went and sent the card, figuring, you know, when Terry got here, she'd get the card here. Who knows what's happened to the card? I never saw it, so I don't know what happened to the card. I figure give it another, what, 3, 4 more years and it'll probably be returned to Tracy. Um, a tablespoon of mustard. um, First off, what kind of mustard are we talking about? If we're talking about that nasty bright yellow like French's mustard, no.
That's the best.
No. 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 She never got it back either. Okay, so she'll mail it directly to Terry's home. Okay. So let me look at the list. Ooh, we got some people on here. We have Froggy, Avery, Carol, Terry, Yvonne, you're on the list.
Oh, I am?
Oh, you didn't add yourself?
No. Terry must have.
You want to be on the list?
Yeah, I'll be on.
Okay. We got Becky, Sharon, Tracy, and Deborah. Is there anybody else before I add? Yeah, but that mustard's nasty. I know there's people around here that like it.
It's the best.
But it's nasty. She insisted on buying it and putting it in my refrigerator.
Because it's the best.
No, it's not. No, it not. No, it not. All right, where's my little bin here with all my little sticky notes with everybody's name on it? Do we have everybody? Is there anybody else going once, going twice that needs to get added to the list? Oh, wow. We've been going like 2 hours and 15 minutes already. I think we got everybody, so let me. Yeah, we got 9 names for this one. Okay, we have my wheel of names. Let's get rid of the ads. We don't want no ads. And we'll paste those there. And let's see. Okay, so I think we got everybody. So let me move these up and out of the way. Let me disconnect my laptop, move these lights out of the way, and we'll bring this in. And I will go to my wheel of names. So again, we got Froggy, Avery, Carol, Terry, Yvonne, Becky, Sharon, Tracy, and Deborah. So let's go ahead and give it a spin. Tracy, you are our first winner. Now to find the sticky note. Sticky note, where is it? Insert, the Wheel of Fortune music. Okay, let's see here. Tracy, number 3. See? Oh, Tracy, number 3, please, and send it to Avery. Okay. Now, with the like I mentioned, I'm going to really aim to get this done tonight. So then that way it's done, and then I can work on, stuff for next week. So my plan is tonight, I am going to work on finishing up like all the description stuff that is for this video. And then I am also going to get the PDF done. So if you like the projects and you want to recreate them, you'll have the pictures and everything for that. All right, so I'm going to remove Tracy, and then I'm going to take Avery off of here. Where's my delete? Okay. All right, let's spin again. Sharon. Oh my gosh, I want to duct tape him to a chair or a wall, someplace. Which card would you like, Sharon? Is Sharon still with us?
Yeah, she is.
She is?
Comment. Oh, maybe it wasn't Sharon. She was.
I know she was here earlier.
Yeah, she hasn't said anything for
Yeah, it looks like it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while. Oh, there. Oh, yeah. She said she loves them both. I think it was around the second card.
Mhm.
There she is. She's there. She just responded.
Okay.
Okay. So then the first card I made, so that one. Goes to Becky. And this again, this is the cleaned up one. This is the sample card that I made. So we didn't have no mishaps when I did that one. Okay. All right. So let me get this out of the way and we'll oops, sorry about that. Didn't mean to hit the phone. Get that out of the way, kind of bring this back and we'll wrap up. So again, thank you everybody for joining me tonight. Again, next Friday, I'm going to be using the Blessed Beginnings. Now, this one, it covers like Easter, wedding, baptism, but they're going to be Easter cards. So, yeah, I'm going to use this. I'm going to find what other things I can put with it. So this will be next Friday. Again, next Friday is going to be a kind of live because being that it is Good Friday, I'm actually going to be at the Good Friday service at 7 p.m. So next week there'll be three pre-recorded videos that will be posting on their days. Again, the Merry Christmas stamp set. That's just the plain Merry Christmas greeting. I'm going to use that for my monthly Christmas card inspiration. Throwback Thursday, I don't even know what I'm using. I don't even know if I got it listed or not, but it's going to be something. I got to still work on what's going to be, for the month of April. So glad that you guys really like the cards. Please give the video a thumbs up if you haven't already done so. And of course, all of you that are here in the chat, you're all subscribed. But if you're watching the replay, you like what you saw. Again, there's like 300, and I think this is 359 videos, this one that I did tonight. And so there's lots and lots of video content out there. If you like what you see, then consider subscribing to the channel and also hit that notification bell. It's it'll give you a notification whenever I go live and also when I post any videos. Also, again, like I mentioned, I will have the video description stuff. I'll add that tonight. I'll work on the PDF and have that uploaded to the Google Drive. There's a link when I put it out here on my Friday night lives. Right, that little bullet point that's above the list of supplies. If you click on that link, it's going to take you to my Google spreadsheet, not Google spreadsheet, but my Google Drive. And I have like probably over 100 PDFs that have pictures, and it's got the dimensions and all the instructions in it. And then also with the date, if you click on the date, it's going to take you to the video that I did using that product. So again, that will be out there later on. Also, there'll be the link if you would like to receive my monthly newsletter. Not this coming Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, I'll have it put together and sent out. It'll have my video schedule for the month of April. Anything that I may be doing here, what Stampin' Up! Is offering and all that, that will be in there as well. So when I have it up, you just click on that link, you add your name, and your email address, and then when I go to work on it, I will send you'll get it. And also, if you're not working with another demonstrator and you're here in the US and you would like a copy of the new May through August catalog, please send me an email. That will be in the description as well. And again, just provide your full name, your mailing address, and I'll be more than happy to send one out when I actually get them, which will be sometime soon, way before the catalog goes live. All right. So with that, everybody, thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And also, since I mean it's going to be pre-recorded, I do want to wish all of you a blessed Easter. Of course, if you celebrate Easter, and and yeah, so stay safe. If you're dealing with any bad weather or not, stay cool, stay warm, all that stuff. And I will see you in like 2 weeks. So not next Friday, but the Friday after that. And again, I don't know. Oh, I know what I'm probably going to be using. Extraordinary Flora. That's what I'm going to use. So till then, everybody, have a blessed one. Night, night.